You mentioned there was quite a lot of anti-aircraft fire thrown up as you came in.
From the Chinese frontline position.
Yeah.
Small arms in the main.
Yeah.
But, well, I just said, we were hit by 20 millimetre. Used to call them cannon shells. And so there was that type of ordnance thrown up at us.
And so
you could see it going past the canopy.
Right. So really you were,
like
it was a question of luck as to whether you were hit or not.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we weren't going very fast. 130 knots is not fast.
Yeah. And you crashed once?
That's it.
Yeah. I saw that photograph, and the tail end of the plane has been buckled up against the fuselage. Obviously hit with some thud that stopped it in its tracks.
Well, we fell from the motors stopped at when we were at about 40, 50 feet, and we just fell like a stone.
Okay.
We just came down like that.
Yeah, so it wasn't too great a height, but it was more you were travelling at speed.
No.
Yeah.
What happened was, Matt, the guy flying it was a bloke called Danny Reali. Good fella, Danny. He's been here, he stayed here with his wife. Lives in Florida, still alive. He was we had been out and been controlling an airstrike behind Chinese lines, and it was all routine, and we were coming home and the motor started to go burp, 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 and it was damn sick, I can tell you.
Right.
And the plane was burp, 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 burp. And Danny said, "We're not going to make it home."
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said, "I tell you now, Gus, we're not going to make it home. We've got to find somewhere to come down. Get me a spot."
And were you in Chinese occupied territory?
No, we were behind our lines.
Right.
And so before you take off, but one of the aspects of the briefing is that you are advised where the front line is, and you're also advised where the nearest emergency strip is.
Right.
And I had the map coordinates of where both those. I had the map coordinates of the emergency strip, and I map spotted that, found it, guided the pilot out to it. It's over there. However he goes, found it, and he said, we've got to do an emergency landing.
Wow.
And he said, this motor will get us down if we hit right. Means if he hits the tarmac,
yeah,
right spot. Okay, Danny, your call. So he said, tighten your seatbelts. And
did you have any last words at that stage?
No.
Did you have any reservations? Did you have any reservations as to whether you'd walk out of the crash?
I never thought we wouldn't.
Right. Okay.
He was a pretty good pilot.
Yeah.
Wasn't the super duper best.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the Jim Sullivan class.
Right.
And at any rate, we came into land, and he was too long in the approach. By that I mean he was too far down the runway.
Sure.
And when we hit, and we were rolling down the runway, we looked up, and there at the end of the runway was about a dozen Korean labourers. And they got they work about this pace.
Yeah.
And they got their hose. They always use hose.
Yeah.
And they got a hoe, and they're digging up the runway to fill in the holes.
Yeah.
Because, with bad weather and all the rest of it, you get a lot of holes in the runway. And we were roaring down the runway. There's not much you can do about it except apply the brakes, which he did.
Yeah.
And it was patently obvious we weren't going to stop. And if we didn't stop, we'd go straight through this bunch of Koreans.
Okay.
So he said, we're not going to stop, guys, we're going around. And he said, up and around. I said, okay, go for it, Danny. So he pulled her up and climbed very slowly. And it was going blip, 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 blip. Didn't give you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, sure.
And as we turned off, we missed some radio wires about that thick strung across the runway. And we missed them, thankfully, or otherwise we'd have just plowed straight in.
Yeah.
And we missed them, and he climbed away, and as he climbed away, the motor still going blip, 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 and got to about 60 feet, and the motor died, and we just went boom, fell like a stone, and hence that's the result. That photo.
Great photo. So let's go from flying to back to 2RR.
Yeah.
Were you assigned to a platoon at that stage?
Was I?
Assigned to a platoon when you got back on the 5th of July?
Yes.
You were, right.
Yeah. 2 Platoon A Company.
Okay. So between that time you were assigned that platoon and the Hook, I imagine you were doing some patrolling here and there, but was there anything?
There wasn't a lot of patrolling.
Really, right.
There wasn't a lot of patrolling on the Hook.
Was there expectation that there was an armistice coming?
No.
No, right, okay. So at that point in time, the cessation of hostilities was probably not a big consideration.
Not really.
Right.
Not really. The big consideration was that we would be attacked.
Right.
Because you had the Black Watch, the Duke of Wellingtons,
Mm.
and other regiments
Yeah.
that were mass attacked. And in fact,
correct me if I'm wrong, but the position, the Hook was attacked fairly. That same position was attacked back in May. In that year, and it was quite a catastrophic.
Every time they were attacked, the first people that attacked on the Hook were the U.S. Marines.
Right.
The second people that were attacked were the
Canadians? No.
Sorry?
Not Canadians?
No, they weren't on there.
Right.
They might have been on there in between these attacks, but second lot attacked were the Black Watch. No, it wasn't the Black Watch. Yes.
The Gloucester Regiment was.
Yes, it was.
Were they still around after the Imjin River? They were.
The Imjin River was immediately behind.
Right.
Immediately behind the Hawk.
Yeah.
And that was the critical issue.
Hmm.
If it's in those articles that I've written there.
Yeah.
If the hook had been taken, it means there would have been a clear run to the Imjin River.
Right.
And the Chinese would have got across it, and then it's a straight run to Seoul.
Yeah.
And the Chinese obviously knew that if they got to Seoul, we'd had it.
Was there much of a divisional reserve?
None.
None, really. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
No divisional reserve.
So it's pretty precarious in terms of...
absolutely.
Yeah, right. Like the cost payoff for the Chinese was pretty good.
Yeah,
if they could pull it off. Right?
Yeah.
So you were in the same bunkers that were defended by the
Black Watch,
Americans and the Black Watch.
Americans,
right.
The Duke of Wellingtons.
Right.
Exactly the same bunkers.
And was there sort of, could you read the defensive works? Was there some evidence of what had gone before?
Oh, they'd been blown in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I guess a lot of there was a bit of sandbagging. You guys were doing reparation.
That's all we did.
Right. Did you use corrugated iron as well on the bunkers?
Sorry?
Were you using corrugated iron
No.
or wood?
No, wood.
Wood, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sandbags.
Sandbags.
They were pretty secure.
And what sort of wiring was in front of you?
Barbed wire.
In concertina wire as well?
Yeah, concertina
Yeah.
wire. Yeah.
And
that's all that was used.
Yeah. How high was it? Was it too high? Or?
Oh, it would have been 2 foot high.